Alright, so this is about my last bike ride to the junction of Highway 159 and 160. Here, at this point, I'm just kind of past the scenic overlook on Highway 159, which is near the exit of the Red Rock Scenic Loop. Actually, this car turning left in front of me is the exit of the scenic loop. And anyways, by this point, I've climbed about 1,800 feet from my house, and I've ridden about 17 miles. And at this point, I'm just kind of going up the hill before you get to the so-called boat ramp. So here I'm just keeping a steady cadence. I'm just going up the hill, going about 17 miles an hour. The gradient's not too bad. It's probably about like 2.5 to 3%. Off to the right there you can see some of the Red Rock hills or mountains. I don't know if you call them mountains, but they're interesting. They're pretty nice to look at. The scenery's kind of nice. And occasionally you'll see runners running the opposite direction from where you're riding in the shoulder there. So we're almost to the top of this hill. Just keep pedaling, 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 trying to get to the top. With this ride, there's not really any steep gradients, so to speak, but there is a lot of gradual climbing that you have to do. And it does get a little fatiguing because you're just constantly going up, up, up. The first part of my ride is the hardest part. It's going up Lake Mead from the Rampart and Lake Mead area all the way to the 215, and that's about 700 feet of climbing in about 5 miles roughly. So that's a place where I have to be careful that I don't burn too many matches at the beginning of the ride, because otherwise my legs will be tired and I got my heart rate too high. And so I got to kind of pay attention to all that stuff. So I'm saving energy at the beginning of the ride so I have more at the end. So this is kind of typical for this ride. It's like there's just this gradual up, 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 and then you get to a downhill, and then it's more up, up, up. Kind of my typical situation when I go on these rides. But this was my first ride to this particular place in I don't know, it's been a while, maybe a couple months, but this ride is about a 48-mile ride round trip, and I'm almost to the crest of this hill, just about there. I'm in the big chain ring, probably like 50-13, and finally I'm starting to go downhill a bit, and then I can really get to the highest gear and just pedal hard. Now we're starting to go downhill. This hill isn't really that steep. It's probably like 4.5%, but at this point I have a crosswind. I always have a crosswind right here, or a headwind. So what I do, I'm not trying to be a daredevil or anything, but I found it's actually easier to just get down on the top tube and just descend in an effort to cheat the wind, so to speak. So I'll just stay in the top tube for a while until I feel like I'm starting to lose momentum, and I'll get back up on the seat and pedal some more. But I found that I actually go down this hill faster just coasting down the top tube than people do in the drops pedaling hard. I'll actually beat them down this hill, so. And the other thing I do in this section is I save a little energy by doing that. So up ahead, kind of off to the right there, is the Spring Mountain Ranch in Bonnie Springs. So we're kind of on the shelf of this downhill. We went down the steeper part now, and there's one more little hill to go down. And here again, I kind of like to get on the top tube just to save a little energy. This is just right before Spring Mountain Ranch. Spring Mountain Ranch is probably another half mile down the road from this point. So at this point we've pedaled about 5 miles since the last video segment. We're finally getting to the junction of Highway 159, which I'm on now, to the Highway 160, which will take you to Las Vegas, or if you turn right, you go to Pahrump. This is kind of the destination of a lot of cyclists that take this route to do a longer ride. It's not really all that exciting. It's just a Chevron station where I guess in the summertime, early in the morning, people go on there, use the bathroom, get water or whatever. And there's this like giant Coke can water tank down here, which I always thought was kind of interesting. I've taken some pictures by this. It's the largest Coke can I know of. There might be bigger ones, I don't know. You can see the wind's not blowing too much. It's probably about like 7 miles an hour. Well, maybe 10 if that flag is blown out like that. But so this is just the gas station part of it. And I usually go down to like where that 18-wheeler is right there, and if I feel like resting at all, I'll just kind of rest over by this picket fence. Phrumps off towards in the distance there. Now this is I'm on the way back. From there I'm on Highway 159 again, going towards the Red Rock Canyon. This part is honestly kind of boring. But you know, you got to do it to get back home. Then, after 2,800 feet of climbing, I'm finally at the top of Lake Mead in 215, and this is my descent back down. At this point, it's about a 6.5 to 7.5% gradient. So you get going kind of fast. I hit, I think, 36 miles an hour at this point. When you're going down this, I try to time my descent with the lights, because these lights can be really stupid. They make you stop. And it's like if you hit one, you get all the rest of them. If you can make it through this first one, then you get most of them after that. So today on this ride, I was fortunate enough to get my timing right, so where I got most of the lights. So here I'm just slowing down, the light turned green, and I was like, oh, cool. So I just kept going. At this point I've already descended probably a good 100 plus feet in that short of a distance. downhill the entire way, so that's kind of my reward for all that climbing, long distance. Just a nice, like, 10-minute long or so descent down Lake Mead. Just get to relax, have a little fun going fast, having to expend a lot of energy. I'm always wary of these cars waiting at the intersection, turn in front of me at the wrong time. I have a chance to stop, but I'm pretty diligent about looking out for those sorts of things. Plus, I've got my, can't see it here, but I've got my very bright flashing headlight on, so it's pretty hard for a car to miss me coming. And at this point, you know, the road's getting a little less steep, which means I have to work harder and pedal harder to maintain some kind of speed that I want to be at, around 25 miles an hour, 27, 28 miles an hour. So at this point, I've also found it kind of helps to just get on the top tube and coast down. There again, you know, I can save a little bit of energy and I can go as fast as I'd like to go. And I'm going as fast here as if I would be pedaling, but I'm just saving energy. I can do this for a ways because this is like about a 1.5 mile stretch of road where there's no lights. But at some point it kind of flattens out and I can feel I'm losing momentum, so I'll just get back in the saddle and just keep pedaling. And at this point I'm almost back to the intersection of Rampart and Lake Mead. I just have to get through the lighted hill center / web. Block away is Lake Mead Rampart, and from there it's just around the corner to get home. But this is kind of what I typically do. I like to go up Lake Mead and come back down when I'm all done. Even with my easy ride to the scenic overlook, I've still climbed 1,500 feet, so this is kind of a nice reward to just basically coast down 700 feet of descent to get back home. So, hope you found this interesting, and thanks for coming along on my ride. We'll see you again.